First off, happy Mother's Day to everybody out there in the universe. We don't even need that, Mike. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. We'll get more on that in just a moment. But Boy Green Daily, a New York Jets show, we had Quinnen Williams, Quincy Williams. Wait a second, there's a third brother? Okay, we'll talk about it. New York Jets rookie minicamp updates continue on Boy Green Daily.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcasts. Welcome to the show, and welcome to the Boy Green Coffee Club community. Feel free to join us if you'd like to become a member to the Boy Green Coffee Club. That is in the YouTube description down below. Join the Boy Green Coffee Club here. It's only $2.99 to join our YouTube membership group. And you have a chance to win fun prizes. More on that in a moment, and so much more. Feel free to do it. Like the video, hit subscribe as you're heading on your way in. And again, I want to give a happy Mother's Day to all the New York Jets mamas out there. We're all thinking about you. Every day should be about you, but today is especially that day. And specifically for me, I want to give a shout out to my beautiful fiance, strong pillar of our family. She takes care of the kids. I work outside the house, so it's a beautiful yin and yang there, and I couldn't do what I do without her. So happy Mother's Day, and she's going to have a wonderful day today. And, of course, my mama, you guys, Imamji, you guys see her in the comment section all the time, always supporting her boy, and passionate Puerto Rican princess, as she calls herself, and one of the best. So, again, special Mother's Day shout out to everybody out there. With that being said, we weren't scheduled to have a guest, yet a guest appears, almost like a genie or something emerging from somewhere, like an RKO. St. Louis, Missouri last night? More on that, perhaps a different time, but let's bring him in. Out of nowhere, Hop on Pop has returned. My father, my dad, here on the program. Pop.
Hey now, good morning. I promised that I would be here this morning, if only for a brief time.
Okay.
And a lot of things that could be said about me, and they are normally said that in the chat, but I will just say that I will always do what I say I'm going to do.
That's very respectful. Before we get to your brass tacks business here, I want to give a big salute to MFC, which mother effing chew has special meaning on Mother's Day, but I don't think I should explore the depths of that, but rather let's give a shout out to Sir Luca. You are now a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club, and our boy MFC has 6 raffle tickets so far this month. MFC, God bless. Thank you so much, pal. And you have another raffle ticket. Again, you have 6 total for a contest. Let's throw it up here on the big board so people can see what's cooking. We've got a New York Jets game coin from last season with a certificate of authenticity from the National Football League. All of that is included. And it's a mint coin. It's got the current Jets logo on it. Looks awesome. You have the New York Jets signature football on the right side of your screen. That is a full-size NFL football with all the signatures from the football team last season. Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, and so many more. A great little item there. Both of those items will be gifted to one lucky person on June 1st throughout the entire month of May. You guys can send in your raffle tickets. Raffle tickets are $2.99 a pop. It is at random. Just because you have the most raffle tickets doesn't guarantee victory, but if you at least buy one, you have a chance. And yesterday, 2 people took advantage of that by joining the Boy Green Coffee Club in the YouTube description down below. They get all the perks of being a Boy Green Coffee Club member, our YouTube membership group, plus they have a raffle ticket to win these prizes. So I say that's one of the best values in sports. Make sure you guys do it. And again, both those be gifted on June 1st. Raffle tickets are good throughout the entire month of May. And Pop, I want to give a shout out here. The pinned comment on YouTube is our sign-up sheet for the Tailgate Spectacular. It's also in the YouTube description down below. We were up to 57 Jets tickets committed so far from the great people. That's a massive number. I had no idea what the response was going to be. So, again, if you guys are interested in going to a Jets home game, watching it with me, my pop, Woody, and a bunch of other of your Jets
Jumanji.
compadres here in the Boy Green Coffee Club. My family's going to be there. It's going to be amazing. If you have any interest in tailgating with us, some food and drink before the game and sitting together during the game, then click that sign-up sheet, first and last name. If you're interested in Jets tickets, how many? If you're interested in the tailgate, how many? And the parking pass. Again, just note on the parking pass, we know that price is $45, but you can only get that if you buy a Jets ticket through me. That's how it works through the New York Jets. We'll know pricing and all that in the near future. Just if you have interest, we're trying to get a head count, so let us know on that sign-up sheet as well. Wonderful.
By the way,
Yeah, sure.
when somebody, we all take it wrong. When somebody calls me a mother effer, I'm
Yeah.
like, yes, that's true.
Well, yeah, I appreciate that. So, Pop, let's just get to it. Okay, let's we've got some Jets topics to get to, and shout out to Giovanni Williams, who's trying to make the New York Jets roster. We'll get into that in a moment, but we need to get into Game 3, Madison Square Garden. There's a lot of Knicks fans talking after the first two games. Knicks in 4, Knicks in 4, and it was confirmed yesterday that won't be happening. And we have a couple of arts and crafts time here that I'm going to flip up on the screen that were made by Snowball, and he wanted you to see this. So without further ado, let's show you what apparently they were working on and arts and crafts time. It's this. They sent me this after Game 3. It's Jalen Brunson. They're holding a little baby pop on pop. Your response?
That's cute. I've got 2 words for you: Peyton Pritchard. Anybody know who that is? Anybody?
Pretty good. Yeah.
Anybody?
Yeah.
Off the bench, smacking Knicks around like a little bitch.
Mm-hmm.
So when you lead by 20, in Game 1, and you lead by 20 in Game 2, and
That's right.
miracles on ice happen, and the Knicks came back. You know what you do to make sure that you wrap it up? You lead by 30. When you lead by 30, you can pretty much pull out the fork and stick a fork in them. The good news, well, I guess it's not good news, is the Knicks didn't lead that game for a tenth of a second.
I see.
0 chance that they were leading that game. 0. And
0.0%.
0.0. The best part of the game, and then I'll digress, or I'm already digressing, is
sure
when Mr. Holiday gave the gratuitous pump fake. Like there was nobody there to fake out. He was just sticking a finger in their eye.
Yeah, Josh Hart
went
on
to kick
that
the 3, and then he just went around the guy and just for no reason he did a ball fake before he scored the basket. That was just
unnecessary. Yeah,
unnecessary, but a piece de la resistance. It was funny before that game. The Celtics were still favored to win, even though they were down 0-2.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that changed after that drubbing yesterday?
Yikes. So real putting from the rough, as the kids say. And again, I told you guys yesterday that I wasn't scared. Vegas wasn't scared. And oh boy, this might be only going 6. I predicted 7, but this might be, and I predicted 7 before the series started. But it might be only going 6, because if you just think about that, lead by 20, lead by 20, lead by 30, and then the Celtics basically led by at least 20 from the 2-minute mark of the second quarter through the length of the game. So that seems like a long time. In other words, I don't know. The Knicks have a lot
71 points. 71 points were scored in the third quarter. No, not the third quarter. At halftime, the Celtics had 71.
It's a lot of points.
That's quite a bit. But there's still multiple games to play. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
But I do think that if anyone from the Knicks is still running their yapper and they truly watch it, I mean, maybe they didn't watch the game. They were partying it up and drinking the Mad Dog 2020, because that's what Knicks fans do, in the brown paper bag, drinking the Wild Irish Rose. If that's what they do, maybe they didn't watch it. If you watch the game, the best thing I would do is be quiet and see what happens.
Yeah, I would say this. So it's funny. Before the game, Knicks fans are like, we're going up 3-0. You're in Madison Square Garden, the real Garden. And then they lose. They're like, well, we're up 2-1. Shut up, Celtics fans. We're up 2-1. It sounds like they're convincing themselves more than me. No. We're up 2-1. We're up 2-1. Okay, we'll see. By the way, Game 4 on a Monday evening.
Yeah, and just to be clear, right, there is still a lot of work for the Celtics to do.
Sure.
This is about the humble pie that game 3 should have served up, right? There is, as a gentleman from Angels in the Outfield says, it could happen. So we don't know what's going to happen. But all we do know is what happened yesterday. And I think the police were called to Madison Square Garden to try and stop that beating. But
we have a few comments like this. Don't get too cocky. Knicks need 2 wins. Celtics need 3. That's the math. Because Pop, you've been I've had some accusations that your math has been lacking. So Phil wanted to help you out with that.
Yeah, and I appreciate that because I definitely need some math advice from the Boy Green Coffee Club because But
Wow.
it was good. It was a good game. Well, I guess it was only a good game for some people. Most people probably turned it off. But yes, Peyton Pritchard off the bench. Quite a few threes fell from the sky.
Pretty gosh darn good. Well, thank you, everybody. I wanted to give a quick salute to that off the top of the show here. Pop, whenever you have to go, you let me know because I know this isn't a full-time appearance today. So feel free to let me know when you're ready to dip. But with that being said, reverse sweep is in place as Emmanuel Holcomb. We'll see that. That'll be very nice. The Celtics sweeping the next 4 games. We'll see what happens. As Pop is pointing to the Hop on Pop merch shop, all that jazz is down below. You guys can check that out. It's going to be very, very nice. So make sure you guys check out the merch store and more stuff to come. So you guys keep an eye out for that. Now, we're in the middle of Jets rookie minicamp. It's a 3-day rookie minicamp starting on Friday. There was a whole episode yesterday, and then there's today. And then after today, or at some point today, maybe that's when we'll start to hear it, the Jets will decide there's about 42, 43 players there. That includes the undrafted free agent class, the Jets rookie class, tryout players, and then there's like 10-ish veterans that are in their first or second year. They're sort of just getting some work in. Their roster spot isn't in jeopardy by any means at this point. But one of the guys who's trying out to make the roster, and it's very difficult. You only have 3 days. There's not a lot of time to impress. It's not incredibly physically taxing, so it's not like you can just light people up and that's how you can impress. So it's lighter practices in relative nature. So you just have to do one of these 3 things. So let's go to a clip from head coach Aaron Glenn yesterday. He said exactly what these players that are trying out need to do to have a shot to make the team. Here's head coach Aaron Glenn yesterday.
Well, it felt good being being on the grass, from being inside and being in meetings for a while. And I'm going to tell you guys exactly somewhat of what I told the players on the first day. Here's what we had. We had about 10 guys that was part of this camp who's actually been a part of our program already, like about 5 weeks of the phase that we have. 7 draft picks, 15 undrafted free agents, and I think we had about 12 trial guys. So, man, we had guys from like major Division I programs, some guys from 1AA. We had some guys from HBCUs. And I told those guys it really doesn't matter like where you from, even what you did. The thing is, they all have done a great job to get in the building. And once you get in the building, you have a shot. Once you get in the building, you have a shot. So I thought it was important for them to understand that. I thought it was important for them to understand the direction of what we're trying to do in this camp, that it wasn't a true physical camp. But there were 3 things I was trying to get out of those guys. What I want to know is, can they learn? 1. 2, are they coachable? And 3, can they play special teams? And I think a lot of those guys answered those questions. So that was my message to those guys, and I thought those guys did a really good job.
Awesome. So, again, 3 things in case you missed it from head coach Aaron Glenn. Can they learn? Are they coachable? Can they play special teams? Those are the 3 key points for head coach Aaron Glenn. What do you make of all this messaging, Pop? You've seen a lot of the Jets coaches over the years. Aaron Glenn coming in, every player's got a shot. That sort of inspirational speech for some of these young cats trying to make the roster. This is Aaron Glenn's first opportunity, at least publicly. He's been doing it, obviously, with the voluntary offseason programs for the last 6 weeks. But this is the first one we've been able to see of him coaching an entire football team as a head coach.
Yeah, and so you know what it actually reminds me of?
What's that?
I'm going to say the name Vince Papale. Vince Papale.
Mark
is what I'm
Wahlberg.
thinking of.
Yeah.
Right. Invincible. Right. And so very similar, although a different situation, right? In that movie, shout out to all the Eagles fans out there, right? The Eagles were garbage. And I think this is more, but the Jets are clearly not, despite the power rankings. But I would say this is another clear view. I think you have these, you invite whoever you can invite in the past. I think differently. This is really Aaron Glenn, again, coloring outside the lines, if you will. I think anyone on that field looking at what's been happening since they've, the Wonder Twins have been named as the GM head coaching combo. I really think, there is literally a chance that some of these undrafted free agents are going to make the roster. And so that's what I get out of it, right? He's doing, and I mentioned it before, whether it's the international additional player and some of the other moves that, the bargain basement scoop ups. In reality, all these things have zero risk for the Jets. But I'll tell you that in the number of years that we've been having these shows and things of that nature, I don't remember the Jets doing this much of coloring outside the line, so to speak, of really shaking the trees and beating the bushes. And so that's the message I would take. It's clearly we're going to put the best players on the field, and everybody should be worried, with maybe one exception. In my opinion, there's only one person that doesn't really have to worry about his job. Everyone else should be looking over their shoulder.
And who's that?
I think Garrett Wilson is the only one that doesn't have to worry about their position, right? I would say everybody else, I would say, and you go through the list, but I want to get everybody get wound up. But I would say every other position in the offensive line, let's be honest. But outside the offensive line and Garrett Wilson, you think of positions, people could be in jeopardy. Now, unlikely a couple, you're going to, the comments will light up, well, what about this? What about this? What about that? Yeah, I would say in the running back room, I would say it's wide open. Who's going to really run, show up and show out? This coaching staff has no loyalty, right? They have a loyalty to getting their job and keeping their job. And so obviously they're going to put the best players on the field, but I'll tell you that there's real opportunities for the people in the depth chart to move up. And obviously there's multiple exceptions to what I said. So, but
right. The comment sections, I'm sure, will let us know that fun fact. Another player would say that would certainly fit that category is Justin Fields. And at the end of Aaron Glenn's presser yesterday, he talked about it. We wrote about it on Heavy on Jets about basically Aaron Glenn was asked, what has he seen from Justin Fields? Obviously, there's no full quarterback evaluation. Wow, he's been ripping it great or this, that, or the other. But he commented on his leadership and says he has this quiet confidence about him. That's unshakable. He doesn't just talk to talk. That's not who Justin Fields is. And we will see that obviously from last year of having Aaron Rodgers to this year having Justin Fields. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of differences, but specifically to leadership style, Justin Fields doesn't say a lot. But what Aaron Glenn sort of indicated is when he speaks, people listen. It's that one, everyone had that in their football locker room, the very quiet guy. When a moment mattered, a moment stood up and he stood up, everyone went, whoa, whoa, whoa. What's this guy got to say? What's he sharing? So there's been a lot of those positive comments. But like I said, I'm sure there'll be other comments about what you just said. But yeah.
And just to talk to one, Sauce Gardner, I hear what you're saying.
That would be another one. Sure.
But wait. But I'm hearing what you're saying.
All right.
But we did draft a cornerback that an expert on that guy's team said this guy was an amazing selection. I can't remember his name. I can't pronounce it even if I did.
Oh, Azaria Thomas.
Yeah, Azaria Thomas. Is it Edwards that we signed as a free agent? Was that from Baltimore? The other cornerback?
You're talking about Brandon Stevens.
Stevens. Yeah. So Brandon Stevens. And, so I would tell you that the Jets wouldn't be that upset if Sauce was not one of the top two cornerbacks, especially coming into a contract year. So, who knows? Who knows? But anyways, the really message is they're going to put the best players on the field. Everybody has a shot, and they'd like nothing better than to get better quality players for cheaper in this world of the salary cap.
There's no doubt about it. Hey, let's give another shout out. T-Town Jet gifting a Boy Green Coffee Club membership. Shout out T-Town. raffle tickets so far this month. That membership went to Darren McCollum. You are now a member to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Shout out to T-Town for making it rain. Let's keep it rolling, baby. Keep those raffle tickets flowing in. We really appreciate it. And thank you, everybody, as those are popping in. It's great. And Dave Burgess says it. Accountability and responsibility apparently has returned to NYJ. Obviously, we're in shorts and T-shirts here. We're messing around in May for a rookie minicamp. There's a lot to be figured out, but I like the vibes that are happening currently at One Jets Drive. And one player that I'll finally get to, and apologies for the delay, people, is Giovanni Williams. Again, he is the younger. I don't know if a lot of people even thought that there was a third brother here, but yes, the brother of Quinnen Williams and Quincy Williams is Giovanni Williams. He's an interesting cat. It would be NFL history making if he made this roster and you had three brothers all on the same team. Now, here's the thing about Giovanni. So I'm sure a lot of people don't know him, right? Like, so Quinnen Williams. Let's go through him real quick. Quinnen Williams, third overall pick, 19, NFL draft. A superstar in the league, former first-team All-Pro. His current $96 million contract is the richest in Jets franchise history. His path, pretty clear. Went to a big-ass school, was a top 3 pick, has been handsomely rewarded at the NFL level. Quinnen Williams' story is pretty simple. Quincy Williams is a little more complicated, right? He ends up coming out of Murray State. He's a third-round pick by the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars don't like what they see. They cut him in the middle of his rookie contract. Hits the waiver wire streets. Jets turn around, scoop him up, dust him off, and they develop him. It's not an immediate turnaround, but eventually Quincy Williams develops into a first-team All-Pro linebacker himself. Great turnaround story. It's amazing. Now we get to hear to Giovanni. The makeup here is just sort of bizarre, so you guys will have to walk through it with me. He went to Miles College, which I'm sure a lot of people really don't even know where that is or what that means, but I'll give you a little bit of the story. In the Jets press release when Giovanni was invited, here's what they had to say. Quote, Giovanni Williams played the 2021 and 2022 seasons at Texas A&M Kingsville. Not Texas A&M, Texas A&M Kingsville. Then he transferred to Miles College. That's an HBCU in Alabama. He finished his last 2 years of eligibility. He's all those Williams brothers were born and raised in the Alabama area. Giovanni was a part of the Golden Bears team that won the SIAC championship this past season. That's the first time since 2019. And in his college career, he ended up playing in 28 games, 100 total tackles, 4 sacks, 4 PDs. But his body has sort of changed over time here, Pop. At his pro day, he measured in at 5'10", 209 pounds. So short and not weighing a whole heck of a lot. Now, to Giovanni's credit, he says right now he weighs 222 pounds, which is a more respectable weight at linebacker. But obviously, the height is the same. The problem is that Giovanni is obviously facing an uphill battle here. First off, coming from Miles College, so he didn't have a high level of competition. Number two, the statistics don't look great from where Giovanni is coming from here. I mentioned the height weight, so you can sort of put that aside based on his current weight being what it is. But at his pro day, he ran a 4.82 40-yard dash. That would have been tied for the slowest of any linebacker at the NFL Combine if he would have been invited to the Combine. The other thing is he doesn't seem to have a lot of strength. He only had 11 bench press reps of 225 pounds. That would have been the fewest for a linebacker at the Combine in 2012. And for proper context, the person that had the fewest amount of bench press reps, again, all of them are 225 pounds, was Cleveland Browns linebacker. He's a rookie now. He was taken at the top of the second round. Carson Schlesinger out of UCLA. His fewest at the Combine, the lowest number, was 20. That's 9 more than Giovanni had. So just to try to put it all in perspective, Giovanni's total was 11 bench press reps. Carson Schlesinger's was 20. 20 was the fewest at the Combine. So that was 9 more than Giovanni. So strength, speed, size, there's a lot of questions here. But apparently Giovanni shared that in high school, he weighed 350 pounds at linebacker. I'm like, what in the world?
Yeah. I think he was 303 pounds. He said it felt like he weighed 350 pounds.
Okay, so maybe that was the correction because that makes a little bit more sense. So after being the 300 plus pounds that he was, he cut his weight down to 180. And then he worked it back up here to, again, it was 209 in college, now around 222 in the NFL. So he sort of fluctuated all over the place. And also he plays linebacker to sort of round it out the full circle. But here's what I'll say. While a lot of numbers say Giovanni's got absolutely no shot here, from his origin story to his apparent traits that are tested athletically here on the table, the thing I will say is, well, if we know anything, we shouldn't count out a Williams brother. Quinnen obviously had a very clear path in the National Football League. Quincy's was more difficult, and Giovanni's is more difficult than either of his other two brothers. But again, with the try hard and Will Howe, and you look at the linebacker position, the Jets are too deep, and then everyone else is a question. You have Jamin Sherwood, you have Quincy Williams, who, by the way, is in the last year of his own deal, and then a lot of question marks, which is a lot of opportunity potentially for Giovanni to do it. Again, this is a tryout basis only this weekend. He is not signed to a contract. He has to impress. If he didn't the last 2 days, he has to impress today to get a invite or sign a contract, where he'd be on the 90-man roster heading into training camp. So more work to be done, and we'll see. Maybe we'll find out as soon as today if he makes a team. If not, we'll find out early tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, this is a great story, but let's just be honest, right? There are people in the chat right now that can bench press 225 11 times, right? And they're not showing it. So this actually likens back to the movie Invincible, because you saw some of those Magoos that were trying out that day that, they're dressed up like Superman. They're trying out for the Eagles. So yeah, I just think this is not like, and there's some lineage there, but this is not like the Jones family of Central New York that has championship, all three brothers, world champions, 2 in the NFL.
For those who don't know, John Jones, Arthur Jones, and Chandler Jones, for some that may not know that connection here.
Yep. So this is a good story.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice. But right, he should go back. He doesn't have to worry about eating the biscuits anymore. Go eat back up, bulk back up, because he's slow and weak, and not a bunch of good, like, and I use the same, fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son. Slow and weak is not a way to make a linebacker squad in the NFL.
Yeah, like I said, when you look at the raw number, it's hard to see, because if you're at a lower level, you need to dominate your level and be killing it at your level and doing all these things, and either killing it at your level and or athletically, like you stand out from sure, you're at this incredibly small school, but you got massive height, you got massive like weight, or the weight traits athletically in terms of pro day, like, oh wow, he would have been the fastest linebacker of the combine, not the slowest. Like, oh boy, he was the strongest linebacker, but he wasn't. So we'll see. Like I said, the thing that he obviously has running through his blood is Quinnen and Quincy, his older brothers, are both All-Pros. And Giovanni himself, he spoke to the media yesterday, and he said he's the combination of Quinnen and Quincy. He's got Quinnen's build, but Quincy's speed. Now, I tried to look up Quincy's speed, because then it's literally comparable, but I didn't see any numbers for Quincy at his pro day or the combine for that matter. So I wasn't able to identify whatever Quincy's speed is, but Quincy is incredibly fast. I'd imagine a lot faster than 4.82. So unless it was just a bad day at the office for Giovanni, and I have no other measurable historical data points to trace him at, Quincy's incredibly fast. But if you could combine Quinnen and Quincy, that sounds really cool on paper, but it's going to be very difficult. But like I said, after seeing the stories of his brothers, I won't count out a Williams brother, but after writing it and researching it and trying to gain as much information as possible, it seems like a long shot. But hey, that's the cool thing about this weekend, is that long shots have a chance. Aaron Glenn said it in that little speech I just played, where he says, I don't give a shit how you got here, basically. You're here. You've made it. You're in the door. Now, what are you going to do with that opportunity? Not to go all M&M on everybody. You got one shot. You're going to do it, or this, that, or the other. But, so I'm rooting for the young man. Like Aaron Glenn described it as a beautiful story, a beautiful opportunity it's literally never happened in NFL history before.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be great. But let's be honest. How many reporters do you think were at the Miles College Pro Day?
Unclear. Not sure.
It's probably right around the number underneath my name. So at one point, 0.0. So at one point, he reported that, like, hey, now here's my stats from my pro day. You had a pro day? When was that? That was me and Johnny in the parking lot. But when you said his name at first, I thought we were talking about Snooki's husband. But
Well, he sounds, to be honest, out of Quinnen, Quincy, and Giovanni. I mean, Giovanni sounds like the one who belongs in New York the most, to be honest with you. Okay, here it is. Shout out to our boy MFC. That's good to know here. He's coming in with a super chat shout out. Every time we get one of those, we hear from my daughters, right, Luna?
Wow.
MFC's been a member for 11 months. He got that info. Thank you so much, MFC. The Boy Green Coffee Club chat is awesome. Quincy Williams ran a 4.59 at his pro day. So this is, again, unless Giovanni had a bad day at the office, he's not anywhere near as fast as Quincy as he was sort of implying he was during his media bill. But again, unless it was a horrible day at the office, and unless there's potentially two Giovanni Williams that were in this draft that both went to the College of Miles, I've got his pro day information, verified pro day information in front of me, a 4.8240, unless Dane Brugler made a mistake, which I don't think he did. And by the way, having a bad day, so for instance, Arian Smith, the Georgia wide receiver, we talked about him yesterday, Pop. He ran a 4.3640 at his at the combine. He said, I actually ran a 4.28 at my in college at the pro day. And I'm like, that sort of makes sense. 0.8 of a second off. Yeah, sure. A bad day, good day. That makes sense. Like full 0.3 of a second off. I just a 4.59 to a 4.82. That gap is a little too sizable. Sometimes you see that when people are at the combine and then people are at, their pro day, and you see these seismic numbers, and you're like, which number do I trust? The slippy stopwatch at a pro day or this? So, Giovanni is not anywhere near as fast. Again, based on his verified information, that was from Dane Brugler and the Beast. He does great work and has a lot of sourcing around the league. He had his verified pro day information. So,
yeah, well, it's a good story. We'll see. It could happen, but I gotta have to dip. But before I did, I made a joke yesterday about my mother. May she rest in peace. About the best meal she made. She was an excellent cook, and this is the first Mother's Day with her not being around. So, Mom, we miss you, and shout out to your lovely fiance. Hopefully, she never actually gets a good look at you because she may dip. And to your mom. So happy Mother's Day to all mothers out there, and have a great day in Coffee Club. I'll hit you up from Romania next weekend.
Just pop real quick. That was very beautiful. Shout out to all the mothers out there. That was great. So you brought up the joke you said yesterday about, EZ did a wonderful, beautiful super chat saying, hey, what is the best meals your mother ever made? And you said, take out pizza. And a lot of people were like, oh, good Lord, Jesus. And then you just brought it up again. But you didn't like apologize, or you like saying sorry about it, like I shouldn't have, or you just saying like, "Hey, like." What?
No, so I'm no, it's true, but that's not the memory. Asked a direct question, I'll give a direct answer. So it's still true. She was, some of the common meals we had is she was very crafty with a can opener. And when we had Chef Boyardee raviolis back in the day,
okay, all right.
And she dumped a mean box of macaroni in a box and mixed it up with some cheese. But no, but she was an excellent baker, made a lot of great cakes. She was good at baking. But meal wise, asked a direct question. There you go.
So, we should all just stay in our own lanes. Okay, beautiful. Well, Papa, beautiful, inspirational message here on Mother's Day, no doubt about it. But, hey, the schedule's coming out this week, Pop, so we're going to have some clarity. To your point, we have the merch store down below, which is going to be great. But, yeah, like I said, later this week, Wednesday, we'll find out the schedule, and that will start to put the pieces together. For everyone who signed up for the tailgate, make sure you leave contact information in there, because literally as soon as we're going through the steps here, I'm going to then reach out to you. Oh, you hear from the Jets? Here's the game we're going to. Here's the price of the ticket. Then I immediately reach out to you guys to confirm all your placements. So please have a point of contact in that sign-up sheet if you don't have it already, and if you're interested, and we'll put that all together there. So more of the pieces are going to be coming this week as we find out the schedule. So Pop, enjoy the day. Blessed be he, and we'll reconnect next week.
All right. Have a great day, Coffee Club.
There he is. Hop on Pop. Peace and out. I appreciate him doing the Homer Simpson. I haven't got to use this one a lot. As he was going like down the sinkhole to like get out, he was flipping the bird at everybody. Yeah, suck it! And then his fat ass got stuck in there, and he's like, "Wait, what the?" And they all start clawing at him, like so flipping the bird on his way out. While I deal with all the ripple effects of that. Thanks, Pop. Appreciate you. We got 300 people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. Here on the YouTube, we're trying to make a chase to 10,000 subscribers. So, guys, if you can help us get there, that would be amazing. Feel free to do so. We've got rookie minicamp happening right now. One last day left. That's today. And again, good luck to Giovanni Williams and all the other tryout players that are, putting in the work. Giovanni, I hope you get a chance to make it. The 90-man roster, that would be a great opportunity, and then see what you could do in training camp. There is opportunity to be had in that linebacker room. So it was crazy to hear, because I had never heard of Giovanni Williams in terms of interviews or press conferences or anything like that. And he is a combination of his brother Quinnen and Quincy. You can see it in his face. You can see it in how he speaks. It's very interesting. So I'm rooting for awesome stories. So that would be great. We got the NFL schedule release coming in on Wednesday. Awesome. The week after that, OTAs begin for the New York Jets. So everything is all coming together full circle here. We'll have plenty of content all here on Boy Green Daily. So with that being said, let's open up the phone lines. I'm sure people have things to say here on Mother's Day. Why wouldn't you? So let's do that. We'll play a HEP timeout, and we'll take your phone calls next, live on youtube.com/BoyGreen25. Again, if you're watching on my Boy Green Facebook page, I appreciate you. If you're watching on Twitter, @BoyGreen25, I appreciate you. But if you'd like to call in, YouTube's a place to do it. Also, a shout-out to our audio-only listeners that refuse to see my face. Probably a good move, if you ask anyone. More coming up here on Boy Green Daily.
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. We have a lot of questions out there, so I want to answer them, and there's some good questions. Also, like I said, the phone lines are open here on the show. I think that was Yo Holmes here. There it is. So the question is, so where's Miles College and what division is that? All great questions, because that is obviously where Giovanni Williams is coming from. So Miles College is an NC Division II college. They're members of the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, a.k.a. the SIAC. That's where our boy Giovanni came from that perspective. Here's a little bit more about it. We also have that in the full article in the YouTube description down below here on Miles College. Miles College is an HBCU in Alabama. That is where this college is. So HBCU. Okay, here is basically their description on their website. Miles College is a senior private liberal arts historically black college with roots in the Christian Methodist Church. So there you go. That is Miles College. So good stuff there from a good question, from Yo Holmes. And again, it's a very unique story, and it would be great for him to make it. So I'm rooting like hell for him. It would be awesome. Yo Holmes says, thanks. I was a total loss for Miles College. So there you go. Yeah, all the Quinnen Williams, all the Williams boys, were down there from Alabama. So here we go. Good stuff. And D2 HBCU. Wow, you learn something new every day. Thanks, BG. Yeah, like I said, it's a really cool story. And hey, fingers crossed for the young man. That'd be amazing. All right, let's go to the phone lines here. We got Hep joining us here on the show. What's up, Hep?
Hey, happy Mother's Day, all you mothers.
That's quick.
I don't know. I was gonna say, when you get the seats right for the game that's coming up, let's say we get like 60 people.
Sure.
Is it going to be 60 people all in a row, or is it like 10 and 10 and 10 and 10 or something like that? Or
so I just want to say this, Hep. You always ask the right questions. Every time you ask a question, I have just either learned this information, thankfully, so I don't have to go, I don't know. So thankfully, this is actually, I was speaking with the Jets rep, because as we're getting closer, same thing. I said, is it just a row? And then I see Hep down there on seat 60. Hep!
Yeah.
So no, they say how they plan on doing it. And this is also why it's important for me to give them an accurate number, because like the number is obviously evolving as we're getting more and more people. But as they say, okay, Paul, you're going to I'm making this up, the Steelers game. We're like, cool. And then like, how many people do you think? And I go 25, 30, 45, 50, however many people it's going to be. Giving them an accurate number gives us the best chance. And what they want to do is stack us. So instead of 60 across, they'd love to do 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 as a random number example.
Yeah,
they've explained it. They want stacking. They said that's cooler. It's more intimate for your group to all
Yeah.
be together, turn around, high fives, and engaging with one another. So yeah, that's the goal for them, is to do it stacking. And that's also why I'm telling people out in the universe who have not signed up yet, if you have any interest and you want to be together, that's the best way. Because if people, and they can, I think it's all the way through even August, people can come last second say, I want to be in. But obviously, your chances sitting close to us will be somewhat remote. They're just going to say, yeah, this one's sort of close. So we could just see like Bobby over here or Johnny or Freddie or whoever's coming late to the party. It's less guaranteed to all be locked in with us all together. So yeah, they are going to try to stack it. And that's their current plan.
This is gonna be great. I also like seeing the video of Aaron Glenn just standing there on the grass like this,
Yeah, right. And just like observing, like
it reminded me of Parcells. Parcells used to have that same glare. He used to just like stalk like the whole, like taking everything in his brain. Yeah,
cool.
I'm excited. It's gonna be good. We got a new culture. You know what? I was sick of the Salah calendar quotes. You know what I mean?
Name some of them. Like what?
I don't know. Like, to be the best, you gotta go out and try your best, or something.
Oh yeah, all those kind of things. Oh yeah, right. He was just, in a way, like once if you're sort of in, right, we're like Jet fans, we're built to be in. Like, so whatever he says, we're like, yeah, that makes sense, sure. And then when you take a step back and he's no longer there, you're like, what did he say? It felt like an action figure with phrase 1, phrase 2, all gas, no brakes. Like AG feels more genuine. He feels more, I'm organic. I'm talking to a person. Some of that Salah stuff felt like jargon, like maybe stuff he wanted us to hear, or it's a cute thing to rally around. Like AG seems more, and sorry, Salah, but he's the highest paid defensive coordinator in football. I think he's doing pretty fine out there. So AG just feels like more football. It's football.
He's more authentic. It felt like Salah was like an action figure. You pulled his chain and he went like, all gas, no brakes.
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
Thanks, Paul. See you.
Appreciate it, Hep. And thanks for all the questions. Nate says, Bobby Midnight coming? I don't know. He's more than welcome to come. We don't discriminate for anybody. Everybody's good to go. Oh, has Bobby been missing? Oh, I didn't know that. But Bobby, June, we haven't seen June in a hot second. I mean, really anyone. I would. It's going to be awesome. I hope we get to see a lot of Boy Green Coffee Club members. I'd love to meet a lot of you guys for the first time. There's a bunch you have already met, which was awesome last year or at some other Jet game in the past. But I hope I get to see a lot of you. Like I said, it's going to be really cool. Right now, this is before, if anyone signed up in the middle of this show, 57 tickets is what we have committed so far. Now, that's not official yet. We haven't collected any money or anything. We don't know how much the tickets are. That's how many people have shown interest, 57. So that's a massive number. I'm humbled that people would all want to kind of come together for this. So super cool. I can't wait. And hopefully more and more people sign up. There's no limit from what I understand from the Jets. So people keep signing up, and we'll see what happens. So absolutely. All right, let's go back to the phone lines here on the program. Up next, Scotty Mayhem. What's up, Scotty?
I have to give your pop credit. He knew it was coming. That's why I said I didn't guarantee any wins, but I do think it's going to go 7. I think your prediction's correct. We're going to steal another game. And here's the thing, Paul.
Okay.
One game, anything can happen. 7 games, a long series. But if we can get to game 3, if we can get to the 3rd win, throats get tight, shots get short. And also, congratulations on having so many people signing up. That's awesome. I think the way you should sit, the way to set the seats up, though, are going to be like the 50 Knicks fans and the 2 Celtic fans. I think that's how, do a divide, something like that. Just saying.
We'll have those results by then. So we'll see what that happens. Yeah.
For Mama Esden, bacon, nothing better in the morning. Having a little breakfast. Look, I give you guys credit. Hearts of a champion, knew they weren't going anywhere.
Right.
All respect to the Celtics, but I'm a Knicks fan, and yeah, I'm rooting for my boys. There's going to be some amazing stories for you, Paul, coming out of the training camp. I would love the Williams brother to do well, but based on what you just described, those measurables don't sound great.
No.
But I think that German strongman, he sounds enticing to be able to lift that many more reps. I mean, he just sounds amazingly strong. And then there was a wide receiver, a really tall wide receiver who had really nice numbers. So I always love to see those stories. So I know you'll be on top of that and reporting. So I'd love to hear, more about them once they start developing those stories.
No question. I appreciate the call, Scotty. Thanks, brother. Yeah, I'm hoping to try to get someone that, quite frankly, is there. Obviously, I'm not there. I'm here in New York. But I've reached out to a few people that have been attending the rookie minicamp press conferences. Well, that too, but also just the rookie minicamp in general. I'd love their takeaways for being there in person. So I know a lot of people out there just trying to schedule them for the right 7:30 time. I'd love it on Monday. Today's Sunday, so tomorrow. Hopefully we get them by tomorrow, but we'll see. If not, I'll definitely be telling all the stories because I try to absorb as much information as possible. And yeah, Quentin Skinner's another one, 6'5", wide receiver out of Kansas, and there's a bunch of those cats. So I love those stories. To me, it's the beauty of Hard Knocks. It's the players, and they follow the story, and the guy's got an opportunity to make the roster. To me, those are the coolest things. And I know some people that's not their vibe, whatever. But to me, that's a really cool part of the story. It's something I root for and champion. And yeah, hopefully we get a couple of guys that end up making the 90 coming off of this weekend. That'd be terrific. And again, I just want to mention this to Scotty's point, and also I have a comment or two to highlight. When I said, hey, I'm going to do this first ever like Boy Green tailgate thing this year. Last year, I glommed on to Nick Shines. Nick already had something going on, and I said, oh, that sounds interesting. I sort of jumped on his. But this year, this is the first one I call my own, quote unquote, of like, I'm taking the bull by the horns here and really trying to make this a kick-ass time for everybody. To be honest, I had no idea how many of you, I know we've got a great Boy Green Coffee Club, but I had no idea how many people would say, yeah, sure, let's go meet up with Paul for tailgating and Jets home game. So the numbers increased even more, which I'll say in a minute, but the number before the show started was 57. That's awesome. That's incredibly humbling. So that many people would, I get emotional talking about it. With that many people willing to all come out, it's just freaking cool, man. And I can't wait. And the more people sign up, the more awesome I want to do for you guys and make this the greatest tailgate of all time. And I know we'll have the greatest food of all time because Chef Kevin Gilbert is catering the food, which is amazing. So I can't wait. It's going to be an absolutely kick-ass time. And I see, again, let's get a couple more shout-outs in here. Dick Chimney's burner signed up. He just put in for 2, me and my son. So awesome, brother. I can't wait to meet you. I can't wait to meet a lot of you guys. So Dick Chimney, welcome you and your son. That'll be awesome to meet some of your guys' family coming in here as well. So awesome. So freaking cool. Like I said, I love doing this. This is the best. This is the best. So cool. Yeah, I see that. So now we're up to 59. Okay, let me update my little banner here. We're up to 59 people now. This is sweet. And again, once we get more information, here's the things I know. Here's the things I know. If you buy a ticket through me, you could get the cheapest parking pass possible. That is the gold level parking. It's $45. There's no upcharge, no nothing. It's just straight up $45. And so if you buy a ticket through me, you can get that. Shout out to the Jets for that. And again, it's per ticket. So you have to buy a Jets ticket from me to get that. That we know that price. Boop, that's locked in. The thing I don't know yet is how much the Jets tickets are going to be. But I'm going to tell you, we're going to get the cheapest possible price. I'm not saying the worst seat. I'm not saying nosebleeds. I'm just saying it'll be the best possible price because there will be no fees and no taxes on those because of the deposit I already put down with the Jets. So that's awesome. So you guys, if you buy a ticket through me and we're all sitting together, you're going to get the best possible ticket you can, which is so friggin' cool. Then we have the tailgate. I don't know that price yet for the tailgate. We've got to make sure that it will cost some period of, or piece of money, but I'm going to try to make it as inexpensive as possible because I want to make it, super manageable and affordable for everybody. So it's going to be a kick-ass time. The food's going to be awesome, of course, because it's Chef Kevin Gilbert. I can't wait. The game will be great, whatever game we end up picking. And I have seen a couple of the leaks. I saw our boy Leonardo Santos was talking about the international schedule sort of leaking. If we were to believe that schedule, the Jets play the Broncos in Week 6 in London. So that's very possible. Well within the range of possibilities. That could be legit. I don't know. I have not had a Jet schedule leak myself yet. That's a Matt O'Leary thing, I think. But hey, awesome. Go ahead. Dave Briga asks, we'll be in the 300s. Here's my goal. My goal is one of two things. It's either the front of the 300s. I've sat there with my pop before, and that's been awesome, and a great seat in the house, or 200s. So it's going to be one of those two. I'm not going to get in the 100s. It'll be in the meat of the 200s, or it'll be the front of the 300s. We'll see. That's sort of my idea, but we'll see when I'm talking to the Jets if something changes from that perspective. Shout out to James. He just said he's in. Awesome. Okay, here we go. We are cranking here. So, James, it'll be good to meet you in person, pal. Awesome. Yeah, let's go. Terrence says we might be at that London game. I will not be at that London game. I will be watching from the comforts of my home. But for anyone that's going out there, awesome. Good for you guys. Yeah, sure. Enjoy. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Ricky, New York live here on the program. What's up, Ricky?
Hey, how's it going, Paul?
I love seeing your Florida State shirt and Zaire Thomas's yesterday. He was wearing the Ireland one from the kickoff of the season last year. That was cool. So I love seeing that representation. We got plenty of Seminoles on this Jets roster.
Oh yeah, the coach always wears this one. You see what this says? Time to go to work.
Damn straight.
I'm gonna give you some Jets rookie camp news that you haven't heard possibly.
Oh,
yet.
Great, awesome, sure.
If you listen to Zaire Thomas's press conference from camp, and they're talking to him, and they asked him about being with his former teammates.
Yeah.
You notice when they asked that question, one of the first things he said was, "Yeah, LT."
Yeah, and I didn't know who he was talking about, to be honest.
Yeah, because Leonard Taylor wasn't. Let me tell you who he's talking about. Florida State running back Lawrence Toafili was given an invite by the Jets to come and participate in rookie camp, and that is the LT that he is referring to.
Okay, Rich Samiti gave him a shout out, by the way, yesterday, saying he's popped. He's been popping apparently in minicamp.
Man, you know what? He's like in the NFL. I would see him as like a third down back because he's a pass catching back. Like that's I would say his specialty. But dude, so many times, like I'd see him catch like a little 2-yard screen pass, and it turns into a 60, 70, 80-yard play.
Wow.
And I was about to say, I think the last time we played Syracuse, he took like a 60-yarder to the house on you guys.
I don't remember that. Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
He's like when we played Louisville in our bowl game a couple of years ago, he had like a one of those plays that was like a 90-yard play, and they called him down at like the 1, but then he scored on the next play. But yeah, he's dangerous. He's a dangerous pass catching back. And I'll tell you what, Toafili being there and the fact that he's showing out, and I guarantee you what Aaron Glenn said about this is your shot, I'm sure he was listening, and it sounds like he's taking advantage. But dude, between him and Donovan Edwards, man, Isaiah Davis, your days might be numbered, buddy.
Ooh, okay. All right. I like that. I like that call.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm saying, like, I mean, Brees has got a definite role.
Of course.
You would think that Braylon Allen's role is pretty set. So, we're kind of, where does Isaiah Davis fit into that? And with these two guys, both of which are real good, yeah, man. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to see them, trimming some of the fat from the old regime. And
makes sense.
And the other thing is, like, people keep saying, like, why is Michael Clements still on this team? I'm going to tell you why. Michael Clements is still on this team because he went to Texas A&M, just like Aaron Glenn did.
Sure.
And out of some kind of like mutual respect from the same program, like Clements is getting one last chance, I believe.
Sense.
But
okay.
I think that's the only reason he's still on the team. I guarantee you, if his ass went to Duke or something, he'd probably be, watching this at home like us. But yeah, so at any rate, yeah, I wanted to give a shout out to LT.
That.
Awesome that we lost a Seminole, but we got another one in the building. So a bunch of them up there now, because we got Pokey Wilson, we got Derek Noddy, obviously Jermaine.
Sure, Azaria.
Yeah, so we could end up with like 5 of them.
That's cool.
Not bad. But all right, man. Like I just figured I'd drop that because I know probably like not a lot of people knew about that, and people who did hear him say LT and were wondering who the hell is he talking about. I could answer that question for you.
I appreciate that, because when he said it, I immediately started racking in my brain. I'm like, LT. He said it just like obviously LT, and I'm like, LT, who in the fuck? And I looked through the roster a little bit, and then there was more press conferences, so I said, okay, I'll get back to this later, and I never got back to it. So I knew you would know, Ricky, so I appreciate that.
Yep, there's your answer. Anyways, thanks, Paul. Have a good morning.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Ricky. He mentioned LT offhand. Just Azaria Thomas, he had his presser yesterday, and we'll dive into more of some of their content and all that over the coming days. We'll have the schedule coming out, so we got a lot to get into for sure. And then obviously today's Mother's Day, so we'll see how much Jets writing and podcasting beyond what I'm doing right now I get in with everything going on. We'll see, TBD. But another shout out. First off, to the rookie minicamp. I can't wait to see what other players have emerged from this and made noise, turned heads. That's going to be awesome. So I can't wait to continue to get all that reporting and insight, and all that's going to be awesome. Another shout out to all the Jets mamas out there. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Again, every day you guys should be honored, let alone today on Mother's Day. So I hope all you beautiful, strong, powerful, independent women out there are kicking ass and taking names. And I know we got several of them in the Boy Green Coffee Club, and for good reason. Without you guys, we're nothing. We're absolutely nothing. So I hope you guys enjoy the day. Again, a couple of shout outs. Like the video, hit subscribe. That's a free way to contribute to the show. I know some people don't have the financial means to contribute more than that, and that's okay. That means the world to me and helps put this Jet show in front of other Jet fans on the internet universe. So we appreciate that. For those that can, and give a quick shout out to a couple of them here today. We had MFC, T-Town Jet. Thank you guys for sending in some memberships. You guys got new raffle tickets for our contest, baby, for this month that's going on with our raffle extravaganza. So God bless and thank you, guys, for committing to that. And then the last thing is the Tailgate Spectacular, a Jets home game for the 2025 season, and the tailgate that happens before it. I'll give you a couple of notes. I'm trying to shoot for somewhere in the September, October range for the game. Again, it all depends on games, of course, and things of that nature. But I'm sort of shooting for a game in September or October for us to be able to go to for this event. And we'll see what goes from there. Again, I don't know how much the Jets tickets are yet because we don't know which game we're going to or things of that nature. But when the schedule comes out on Wednesday, I will reach out to the members of the Boy Green Coffee Club. We'll also openly talk about it on this show. And we can try to figure out which games that we rank. We could pick 3 games and send them to the Jets. Here's our preference: game 1, game 2, game 3. And depending on things, we'll see which game we're allowed to get, which obviously would tell us how much the tickets are and things of that nature. So can't wait. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait for this first ever Boy Green tailgate. Again, another big shout out to Chef Kevin Gilbert for catering this thing. Chef's amazing. You guys are going to love the menu. We'll release that at some point here in the near future once everything's official with all the pricing and everything of that nature. And you guys are going to love it. This is going to be a once-in-a-lifetime thing. I hope I can meet as many of you guys as possible. Excuse me. And, Terrence Hill saying a lot of it will be cleared up on Wednesday. That's true. We'll know the games, and that will sort of put everything together from that perspective. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Appreciate you. Nice hour, Boy Green Daily. I'm going to go get off the show, do a little bit of work, and also get in some Mother's Day celebrations, as all of you guys should out there in the audience. If your mom's around and your mama's around, make sure you guys give them a call or send a letter or give flowers or chocolates or whatever revs the engine. Appreciate it, y'all. And we'll see you tomorrow morning for Boy Green Daily.